What you can make with a 3D printer is mostly only limited by human imagination. Welcome back to the channel. I'm 3D Fish, and you're watching the 100% Printed series, where we explore and test designs that are completely printable. In this video, I'm reviewing something that combines two things I really enjoy: 3D printing and board games. The project is called Benchy Shipping Company. Yes, it's exactly what it sounds like. Somebody took the famous 3D Benchy boat, the one you probably printed the day you got a new printer, and turned it into a full tabletop game you can print at home. All of it. At first, I thought this would be just a novelty project, but after printing it and playing a few games, I found I actually like it a lot. So let's dive in. This game was created by a MakerWorld designer named ozarkexpeditions for the 10th anniversary of 3D Benchy. If you're watching this, chances are you've printed one or two yourself. Instead of being just a gimmick, the game is built around a route building concept, kind of like Ticket to Ride. But instead of trains, you're placing fleets of benchies and connecting port cities. It's funny, it's clever, and it's surprisingly simple to learn with solid mechanics. The entire game is printable, no extra hardware needed. The board comes in two sections, sized for printers at least 256 by 256 millimeters. Each player gets 30 Benchy boats in their color. You also print port flags, lighthouses, a custom 6-sided die with values 0 through 4, route cards, and storage trays. If you've got multicolor printing, this is the perfect excuse to go wild. If not, you can still do it by swapping filament manually. You just need to edit the 3MF file to add a pause. I used PLA for the whole set. Depending on your machine, it takes about 20 hours of print time. Not huge, but still a couple of days if you only have one printer. The payoff is that you've literally built an entire board game. On the assembly side, it's a satisfying project. The board joins together with two clips and looks great in multicolor. There's a diagram that tells you where to place all the port flags. The Benchy tray comes with two compartments and place-to-place route cards. The boats are also fun to print, and even if you never play, you'll have a fleet of tiny benchies. I used standard PLA at and the default setting, and they turned out great. The rules are straightforward. Each player starts with 3 route cards. On your turn, you pick one action. You either roll the die and add that many boats to your bench in your storage tray, or you spin the exact number shown on the board to claim a route. For route with no directly connection, you must connect them via your claimed route, such as Kingsport to Pinehurst. Once you connect the ports listed on a card, you set it aside as completed. You skip those options and draw 2 new route cards. Winning depends on the number of players. For 2 players, game ends when the first player reaches 6 routes. With 3 players, first to 5. With 4 players, first to 4. Once someone hits that threshold, finish the round so everyone has equal turns. After that, you total the points on your cards. Ties are broken by who has the most boats left in their bench, and if it's still tied, the longest continuous chain of routes. The game feels fast once you're playing. It's always a choice between saving for a big route, cashing in smaller ones quickly, or risking new cards. There are optional rules like challenging waters, where you must finish routes in the order you drew them and can only store 10 boats. Quick Voyage makes the game shorter by starting with 2 cards or letting you roll twice. There's a team mode for pairs, which is great with 4 or 6 people. And for players who like things more cutthroat, there's the Trade Wars variant. That one lets you actually steal or block routes, and even add sabotage cards. On top of that, the MakerWorld community has posted remix files with storage lids, alternate dice, and card holders. Let's sum up the pros and cons. Starting with the pros, first, it's free. Just download, print, and you've got a full board game for less than buying one. Assembly is simple too. Clip the board, add the flags, and you're ready. Second, the rules are easy to learn and quick to explain. You can get people playing in just a few minutes. Third, if you get tired of the base rules, there are plenty of community expansions and mods. With the team shipping variant, you can even push the player count up to 8. Now the cons. The dice can be annoying. Sometimes you'll roll 0 after 0 while someone else races ahead. The 20-boat monster route feels more like punishment than fun. And I've had games where I rolled nothing useful several turns in a row. Personally, I'd recommend swapping in a regular 6-sided die where the lowest result is 1 to make the game less luck-based. Also, the AMS requirement might be a barrier. The provided files assume multicolor. You can get around it with manual swaps, but you have to set that up yourself. And finally, this isn't a one-evening print. Expect a couple of days at least. So, is Benchy Shipping Company worth your time and filament? I think so. It's more than a gimmick. It's a clever, family-friendly board game that feels at home in a maker's space. It's fun to print, fun to play, and a good example of what makes 3D printing rewarding. That's my review. If you liked this breakdown, hit subscribe. I'll be covering more printable projects like this. See you in next video.